Okay, that's enough of that. Hey guys, what's up? It's BigJackFilms here, and welcome to an opening night. And you've seen the title right. Tonight, I will be doing a non-spoiler review of Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. Now, you're all probably wondering, how am I able to see it since it's not in theaters in America yet? Well, to simply put it, I got a private screening of it. I won't say from who, I won't say why, but I got a private screening of it, and since it's in the UK right now, I figured I might as well put my review out and be basically the first one to review this thing in America. But, yeah, I basically got to see the movie a little earlier than most, wow, just a lot of things to talk about here. But again, this is a non-spoiler review. I'm not going to spoil anything about this movie. There will be another opening night for this. You can guarantee that. I'm probably going to see it with a friend, maybe Brad or something. But I want to see this again for sure. But yeah, we're going to talk about this movie. So, basically, for those unaware, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom is a sequel to Jurassic World, which came out in 2015, and this movie is basically Jurassic Park 5. The plot of this movie, basically, it's 3 years after the events of Jurassic World. There's suddenly volcanic events happening on Isla Nublar, and basically, it's dealing with dinosaur rights the same way as human rights, debating if they should live or should they die. And of course you've got, basically in the movie, you've got Owen, Claire, and a few other buddies decide to mount a rescue op to save the dinosaurs from the volcanic eruption. Things go wrong, as usual, in Jurassic World, and basically there's a whole twist. As you've seen from the trailers, there's something called the Indoraptor, which is another hybrid species, and chaos resumes once again, as Ian Malcolm would put it. That's chaos theory. So, my thoughts pretty much summed up very quickly on this first screening I've seen of the movie. Now, I'm hyped for this movie. I'm still on the hype train. I've seen all the trailers. I am excited. It is the 5th Jurassic Park. It's taking elements from what I've seen in the trailers of things I've wanted to see for other films and so on. It's directed by Jay Bayona, who has directed The Impossible, which is a fantastic movie. I actually saw that at the world premiere at TIFF and got to meet Naomi Watts and everything. Don't have photos, unfortunately, but my Calling DVD is autographed by her. But anyway, so I think he's a fantastic director. He knows how to do thrills right and everything. And I figured he would be perfect for this movie. To sum it up, I was surprisingly a little underwhelmed with this movie. Not to say it's bad. It's actually a very fun movie. It's a fun movie filled with a great action, great suspense, and it overall is a fun dinosaur movie. But the reason I think it's underwhelming is, if you go into this expecting the classic Jurassic Park feel as the first 4 movies, you're more likely going to get a tone not of Jurassic Park, but a mix of Disney's Dinosaur and We're Back, A Dinosaur Story, which is the other Steven Spielberg dinosaur film that came out in 1993. But the reason I bring this up is because it didn't really capture the Jurassic Park feeling we all know and love. Now, I felt the 4th film, Jurassic World, did that a lot more. It's still, even though it was still a safe, soft reboot, a safe sequel, nothing really was pushed to the next envelope except for that awesome ending, which was phenomenal and made up for Jurassic Park 3. This one didn't have the same tone and magic as the first 4, and I was surprised by that. Now, granted, there are moments in this movie that have little snippets of that Jurassic feeling, most notably in some, little references, as well as in the musical cues, but not by much. It just didn't feel Jurassic. It just felt like a generic dinosaur movie, which is surprising given this is the 5th film in the series. I was expecting a little more. I will agree, something that was a little underwhelming is that we're only on the island for like for only maybe about a half hour. That's it. Like, we're on the island for a half hour and then we're done. So it went by really fast. I felt like it was really quick, very fast-paced. It could have slowed down a little bit to, basically explore more of the dinosaurs and everything. And I just felt, like it was just a little underwhelming. There are some good moments in this film. The first 10 minutes are brilliant. Like, it feels exactly like the first film. That's really one of the only times it's really Jurassic. There's one little bit there's some missed opportunities in this film. And I mean that in terms of what they could have done, what they could have improved on. I felt like it was just a little, it focused too much on new ideas, and it didn't give us enough of the old stuff. Now, I know a lot of people have complained that we're sick and tired of being in the jungle. We're sick and tired of just going to the same island over and over and over again. In this case, I actually would have preferred if we had a little bit more on the island, because there were some elements and bits that were, shown that were from the first island and everything like that. In this one, they're just kind of brushed by as little Easter eggs, and it does go in a new direction, which I do like. It does go in a new direction. I will say this, there is one twist in the movie that is totally unexpected. It is a complete shock, but at the same time, it's interesting. It's like something I've wanted to see in a Jurassic movie, but then at the same time thinking about it, then you realize maybe it shouldn't have, because now you're dealing with going into, obviously this sets up for a third film, where the possibilities are endless, but at the same time you have to choose between, do you want the classic Jurassic, or do you want to go into this direction, which is a bit more interesting. And it's really hard to choose where you want it to go, basically. The characters are fine, the cast is fine, they're just doing the same thing as the first film. You kind of get a bit more backstory, but not enough to, really hold interest. I actually felt, honestly, I will say this, there are some great moving moments in this movie where I kind of felt like I was gonna choke up a bit. And there's one bit, and it's right after they leave the island. I won't say what it is, but you will feel such emotion. You will feel really sad. And the whole time you're just like, you're in tears. Like, this is the second extinction of the dinosaurs, basically. And there's moments where you feel that, in a sense. So, I also felt that some of the dinosaurs were a little underused. I won't say which ones exactly, but they kind of felt like secondary characters in their own story. It's kind of like, this movie kind of falls into the same aspects as the Transformers films. Now, granted, that's a bad example, and I know those movies are not that good, but what I mean by that is they become background characters in their own movie. And I really wish we focused a bit more on them. Like, there's great dinosaur sequence in this movie, don't get me wrong, there's some great moments. But at the same time, you wish they were more of the focus. You wish you got to see certain dinosaurs a little more, because you've seen so much of it in the previous films. But yeah, a lot of them feel like brief cameos. And speaking of brief cameos, I'll just talk about Jeff Goldblum very quickly. He's in and out of the movie. He's kind of got the same amount of screen time as Laura Dern in Jurassic Park 3. And honestly, I don't mind that a little bit. I don't mind that because, you want to focus on the new characters, but at the same time, you want to see the old characters again, and you wish it was more focused on them. I really hope in the third one we get to see Sam Neill and Laura Dern again, just to complete the circle. If this is going to be the third film's going to be the last one of this trilogy, I want to bring everything into full closure. And just to basically go on a tirade here of what I want for the future of the franchise. Make Jurassic World 3, finish it there, wrap everything up, and I'll be on board with it and make it the final film in the series. If you decide to go any further, my advice is to actually reboot the franchise. Now, most of you are thinking, wait, they are either A, wait, they already rebooted with Jurassic World, or B, oh my god, you want to remake the first movie again? Yes. There's a reason why I think they should remake it or reboot it. Because you gotta remember with Jurassic Park, it's based on the novel by Michael Crichton. But the films are totally on Spielberg's watch. They're totally Spielberg movies, and they're meant to be that way. If they decide to reboot the franchise, one of the things I've seen a lot of the fans really wanted to see is for them to push a hard R Jurassic Park movie. They want to see the blood. They want to see the horror. They want to see that. Now, you will get that aspect in this film. But in terms of remaking Jurassic Park or rebooting the franchise, you can do Universal, you can have Amblin, you can have Spielberg's involvement, but here's what I would do. Don't make it another sequel. And don't make it basically part of Spielberg's Jurassic Park. Make this you don't call it Jurassic Park. You call it Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park. Just like how you would with Stephen King's It, or something Stephen King would write. I would love to see them reboot this franchise after the third film. I'll let them do the third film and then wrap it up. But after that, I want to see a remake, reboot, or a remake of the first film in general. But it's solely based on the novel. We go more into what the book offered. Like, we do a full adaptation of the book, and we don't hold back for any family entertainment. Because one of the things I've always said, and a lot of people have said this, if they did solely base it on the novel, it would have gotten a hard R. And in that sense, I want that with the remake. I want that with the reboot/remake. I want a proper adaptation of the book, which I have been reading, and I've been thoroughly enjoying the book. Now, in terms of that, how would you franchise it out? Because obviously you gotta make more of them in order to make money and sell more toys. Well, the toys, maybe, I don't know if you're gonna go for a full hard R. That didn't stop Terminator and RoboCop. They made action figures of those back in the day. But in terms of that, like rebooting, remaking it, you are solely going to do Jurassic Park and the Lost World, the Michael Crichton novels. But split them into two parts. Basically, film the first movie, film the first book in its entirety, and if it's too long, you split it in half, you put one out one year, you put out one next year. And then you do the same thing with the Lost World. And I think in that sense, that would pay off for a good brand new reboot of the series and make it work. Because I think a lot of people want to see the Michael Crichton novel really brought to the big screen. Now, I've seen people do illustrations of some of the scenes from the book, and they're fucking horrifying. And I want to see that in one of the Jurassic Park movies. But back to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Overall, I had fun with it. I am going to see it again and possibly enjoy it a little bit more. But the first viewing, I would recommend turning off your brain for this one. Don't think of it as a Jurassic Park movie, and if you try to, you're not going to have fun with it. Think of it as just almost like a Jurassic Park spin-off, almost like a sort of doing its own thing. And in that sense, you got to turn your brain off and have fun with it. It is a straight-up popcorn movie. It is a little underwhelming if you're a Jurassic fan. There are elements of it that are great, but then there are elements of it that it makes you wish for a lot more than what you're given. And it overall feels a little rushed, I will agree. Maybe on the same level as Jurassic Park 3, but it's really, because I will admit, maybe this is one of the weaker ones, but it's hard to choose. It really is hard to rank which is worst out of all of them. Honestly, because even though there are some bad Jurassic movies, I still have fun with them. Even Jurassic Park 3, I'll watch it if it's on TV. So what? Like, I have fun with it, you know, even though it's not the better entries. But, overall, first viewing of this film, and I will see it again, you will get a spoiler review of this thing when it finally comes out in theaters. Is in the US. In the UK, it's out right now. And also, guys, avoid spoilers. If you want to be surprised by this movie, don't avoid all the spoilers on Reddit and shit. But I think I'm gonna give this film right now, in my head, a good 6.5 or a 7, which is about the same amount as it is on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. It is a fun movie, but you gotta maybe see it a couple more times to appreciate it more. And that's all there is on my thoughts on the first viewing of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Now, granted, guys, I will keep in mind, there will be a Jurassic Park Legacy series coming soon. Unfortunately, I was not able to make the right deadline I wanted to in June, but I am working hard on 4 new reviews for you for the Jurassic Park Legacy reviews. I'm going to be reviewing the arcade games, I'm going to be reviewing the toys, and I'm going to be reviewing the ride, especially since it's coming out, it's closing at Universal Hollywood, and then it'll ultimately lead up to actually a third review of the film, because you're going to get an opening night today, you're going to get an opening night spoiler review with me and my whoever's coming with me, and then you're going to get a full-on Jurassic Park Legacy review on the 5th film. So look forward to those, and I know this is coming out pretty much before the Jedi review is out. We're still working on that as well. But yeah, guys, I would say when it comes out, or if you're in the UK, go see it. It's a decent movie. It's worth checking out while you have the time. And for those who have already seen it, and who are probably watching this ahead right when it comes out in theaters, what did you guys think of Fallen Kingdom? Let me know in the comments section below. And so until the next video, guys, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. This is BigJackFilms, signing off.